One of my favorite times all week is Shabbat morning, because every Shabbat morning I go on a long walk with my baby, with Sophia, and we go to a shul in a faraway neighborhood. So most of the time, then we go to a certain shul. We go to the Bell's shul, but occasionally we go to other shuls in other distant neighborhoods. Like I have a few favorites. So this past week we went to a different shul. It's a shul that I really love going there also. So I went there this past Shabbat, and Sophia, she fell asleep as she always does on the way there. So she was sleeping in the carriage, and I was able to like really concentrate in my davening. And I felt this tremendous feeling of, hidromamut, this feeling of like a really elevated feeling, like I was really connecting with Hashem in my davening. And after I davened for a little bit, I did a bit of hidbodedut, like talking with Hashem in my own words. And I really felt this tremendous clarity about what my goals are in life and what I really want to accomplish in life as a person and as a Jewish mom. And it was a really phenomenal davening experience. So I sort of felt like I was on like this high, and by the time I was done, then davening had finished. So I decided to go over to the Rebbetzin of this shul and to ask her for a bracha, for a blessing for a very needy family, for some orphans, Chagit Bat Leah's orphans, and to get a bracha because we have several ways that we're trying to help them, and I want a bracha that will succeed in the ways that we're trying to help the orphans. So I went up to her. And it's been quite a few months since I've asked her for a blessing, and so I was talking with her, and I could see like she was a little bit distracted when I was speaking with her, and like at the end, like she did give me a heartfelt blessing, and she said she had slichu, that they should succeed in Bezat Hashem, but I left her feeling like deflated, and I felt like I know this Rebbetzin from over the past few years, and from coming to her occasionally, and I feel like she doesn't really like me. She doesn't like me so much. She's always very nice to me and very courteous to me, but I felt like I always had this feeling that she doesn't especially like me. So I left her feeling a bit deflated, and on my way out of the shul, then these two very little boys, maybe 5-year-old and 3-year-old, they were like little brothers, and they started like teasing me and sort of harassing me and sort of calling me names, and I wasn't really sure what to do, how to react, and then in the end they ended up stealing my sun hat. I wear like a sun hat so I don't get like a sunburn on the way. It's like a $5 sun hat, but they ended up stealing my sun hat from me. And then like they ran away, and I had no way of catching them. So basically, like, by the time I left, I had gone from having this amazing davening experience to feeling like on top of the world to just feeling like lower than low. I just felt so discouraged and so awful. Like I was like walking on my long way back home, and like tears were streaming down my face. I felt so bad. It just felt like it just felt so yucky to go from such a wonderful feeling. And I just thought, like, I'm never ever gonna go back to that place again. I'm never gonna go back there again. Like the Rebbetzin, the Rebbetzin doesn't especially like me, and the kids, those two boys, maybe I'll see them again. Maybe like they'll steal things from me again, and I just felt so low. And so basically, like for about a half an hour of the walk home, I was just sort of going over in my head like just how awful, just sort of like getting all worked up about how awful I felt, and how like I never want to go back to that place. And then, like, when I was very near home, I sort of had, like, a bit of a revelation. So my revelation was this, that what had happened that morning in the shul, like, that's life. Like, it was a perfect metaphor for life. Because in life, then, then things go wrong, and, like, inevitably, like, there's always things that are difficult, and there's always things, with your husband, or with your kids, or, with your neighbor, or, like, financial situation, or your job situation, or... There's always things going wrong. There's always things going wrong. But throughout these difficult situations, if we can really feel like a true connection with God, if we can access the greatest pleasure in the world, which is a true connection with God, then all that other stuff, all the tsures which come to bother us and to bring us down, if we focus on our connection with God, like all that other stuff, it's really meaningless. It's as though like the connection with God, like that feeling that I felt, like that feeling of like really connecting with God, connecting with Hashem during that really powerful davening, like that, it's like the most intense pleasure in the world. It's like a Mount Everest of pleasure. And those tsures, like the Rebbetzin who was a bit distracted, and the boys who stole my $5 son hat, like that, in contrast with that Mount Everest of pleasure, it's like a little bucket of dirt. It's a little bucket of dirt, a little bucket of tsures, in contrast with the Mount Everest of pleasure. Okay, so it was a powerful way for me to like see things, because over the past week or two, I've been, maybe it's because I'm doing a parenting class. I'm doing this amazing parenting class with Dina Friedman called the Chanoch Lenar Parenting Series. It's a year-long class, and registration I think is November, and you're definitely going to be hearing a lot about it, because I just think this parenting class is unbelievable. It's really life-altering. It really helps in so many incredible ways. So I really hope that every single woman, every single Jewish mom watching this is going to sign up for Dina Friedman's class. But you will definitely be hearing more about it as registration comes closer. But Dina Friedman, she talks about like different issues with like misbehavior, and this issue with this kind of child and this kind of misbehavior and how you can deal. Basically, a lot of the class is like dealing with different issues with children, and how you can make things better. How we as mothers, how we can help to like deal with different issues with children. And I guess over the course of the year, the course has really like highlighted for me different issues that my children have, and different issues that, like this child has this issue and what I'm supposed to do about it, and this child has this issue and what else I'm supposed to do about that, and this child has this issue, and it basically ends up just highlighting all the work that I have ahead of me, like all the work that as a mother that I need to be doing with my children. And the truth is that like maybe for the past 2 weeks I've been feeling quite tired out by it. I've just been feeling a bit like discouraged, like, oh my God, like there's so much to fix, so much to work on. Thank God. I mean, I just say, like, I have wonderful children, I have, fantastic, wonderful children, but, like, there are issues, there's things I need to be doing, there's things I need to be changing, there's things I really need to be working on, and it's a bit tiring. So when I was leaving, like when I was just thinking about what had happened in the shul, it just really made me think about my personal bucket of tsures. My personal bucket of tsures with my children and different issues in life. And like, but how important it is, like the way to really stay pumped, the way to really be an inspired, happy mother, is to not let go of that Mount Everest of pleasure, to not let go of this connection with Hashem. Okay, so I want to bless all of you Jewish moms that in your lives, dealing with your daily bucket of tsures and whatever guise it will come in, whether it's issues with your kids, issues with your husband, issues like with parnasa, issues with health. That you should cling on to that Mount Everest of pleasure, that you should cling on to, that you should hold tight to this Mount Everest of pleasure, which is an undying connection with Hashem. I want to bless all of you moms with an amazing week.